AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
When it comes to sports in general, inside sports, inside the mind of the game within the game. We always talk about you talk about firing Tibbs, who you gonna replace him with? That's the game within the game, like with that we really don't really talk about because we really don't know. And the other side to that is, with refereeing. How can Cat get more calls? And I pulled up this article because I just happened to Google it about how referees build respect and trust with players, the human side of officiating. And this is from refereesports.com. And I want to see if they full of shit and see what, just response, but maybe get a couple quotes out of here. Power of communication. Clear and effective communication is one of the most important tools referees use to build trust with players and coaches, whether it's explaining a call, warning a player about their behavior, or addressing a coach's concern. How referee communicates sets a tone for the entire game. Maintaining composure under pressure. High pressure moments are inevitable for part of sports, especially during tightly contested games. In these moments, emotions can run high. Staying calm in the face of heated exchanges not only demonstrates professionalism, but also shows players that the referee is in control. When the referee remains level-headed, it reassures players that the game is being officiated fairly. Building relationships through consistency. Consistency is the key to earning respect on the field or court. Players and coaches are more likely to trust referees who apply the rules fairly and uniformly throughout the game. Inconsistent officiating, where certain actions are penalized one moment and ignored the next, can lead to frustration and distrust. Okay, so in conclusion, the human side of officiating is just as important as the rule enforcement. By building trust through clear communication, maintaining composure, being consistent, and showing empathy, referees create an atmosphere of respect that makes games run more smoothly. When players trust referees are fair, professional, and approachable, conflicts are reduced, and the focus stays on the game. So, that was a whole load of poppycock. The fuck are y'all talking about? They ain't saying anything that we don't know and we don't complain about. And today's game was the perfect example of that. Cat was going to the basket a numerous amount of times, like you alluded to earlier. Fouled every play. The fifth play of the game, I think it was, Jalen Johnson went to the basket, drove his shoulder into Cat. Cat kind of took it. Maybe he fouled him, but they gave the call to Jalen Johnson. In the fourth quarter, we saw Cat go to the basket at least 2, 3, 4 times. I think definitely 3 times. Mm-hmm. And they kept fouling him. And it was like, I think it was Jalen Johnson or Kongu who was standing there to take the charge, and he wasn't in position. Cat misses the shot. The only thing I will say is, on the other end, I got to give him credit for this. They didn't give Trae Young not one call after that. And they usually would have given him that for the last 2, 3, 4 seasons.
That possession where Cat was in the corner and he really defended Trae Young really well. A game 2 last year, 2 years ago, they might have gave Trae Young that call. He might have got 3 shots out of that. And he was looking for it too, little rat.
And it was little Stuart Little. And it was that one was more, again, like a highlight reel play for Cat. But the one before that was in the left corner, mid-range. Trae Young pump faked it, and Cat stayed up. And I thought that was more of a foul, but they didn't call it because on the other end, they didn't call a foul for Cat. And it was like, all right, y'all ain't giving us that. Don't give them that. So I appreciated that because he's their star. I mean, I don't know if you can find anything on the internet where they're going to say blatantly what it is, but I think that's a human aspect of it. And you let me know what you think when I state this. This is another part of the reason why we got to let Cat go off, because he's already a top 6 candidate in the MVP race. The first, 2 months in, if he starts averaging 30 and 15 and just starts scoring a bundle, and his name just becomes the superstar name, the attraction. We've seen it happen with Brunson, and he gets calls. He's still getting calls, but it's still not top 6 MVP candidate in general. And Brunson, and he's still not a face of the league kind of dude. Cat, number 1 draft pick, he has more natural star power to him. Second round picks don't normally have that. There are some exceptions to Dennis Rodmans of the world, but Cat has that naturally. Big dude, can shoot the 3. He just a hell of a set shooter. To any given time, he just starts banging it from 3.
Oh no, we could go on and on about the talent that he has, aside from just being a shooter. Obviously, put it on the floor, finish with both hands, right? Like he does everything. He could do everything.
So how does that turn into respect though from the ref? Because in my opinion, you're supposed to protect the superstar and protect that level of star power. And with Brunson, it's almost like we don't know if they're going to protect it, so we might as well try to get it from Cat. How do we get that?
Well, I think we had a weird spot right now, Fabian, and hear me what I'm saying. There's a lot of new referees coming in the league. Clearly, there's a lot of new faces. I don't know a lot of these people. At one point, I'll be honest with you. If you were an NBA head, if you were a basketball, addict like we are, you remember a lot of the names, right? You remember a lot of the crews, a lot of the familiar faces. Nowadays, these faces are very different. It's new. They're ingratiating a lot more women, which is great. Have no problem with that. Ingratiating a lot more younger. The demographic is getting younger and younger. And so why is that important? That is important because now the league too is, changing as well. So who's getting respect? Who's had respect? How long have these people had relationships in the league? If we are talking about the human aspect of things, you're talking about referees that's trying to earn their spot. So they don't really have any dog in the race really with you. They're trying to earn their stripes because they are newer. So I just think it's a weird spot right now. It's not like, in the 90s, in the early 2000s where, you knew the referees damn near your entire career. You've built a relationship, whether good or bad. And so you know what you're going to get on a night in, night out basis. Like nowadays, certain guys, and I'm sure NBA players have way different relationships, but just off my vantage point, like, if Scott Foster gets your game, it might be a tough night. You might not get all the calls, right? Just because of who he is. So, but there are very few Scott Fosters in the league now because refereeing is just different. So now Cat can't earn the respect of these people because who the hell is it? They don't know him. I don't know you. I don't, I'm here trying to earn my respect. So, and with Cat, he's shedding his prior reputation. I mean, we could call it what it is. He's shedding that now. He's been in New York, the big bodega, big cat, right? He's different now. And so now everybody got to catch up. You call it what you want. People called him soft. They absolutely did. So, he's up against a lot right now. And he's playing his ass off. So, that's all you can ask from him.
Thank you, Fish. My pop was a 2 amateur official Hall of Fame. He told me don't complain if a quarter or a half of missed or bad calls goes by. After that, tell the lead official, I gave you a chance. Now I'm going to handle it. And I think that's what Cat did today. When he does complain, I hate his face because it looks, I don't want to say it on the internet because I'm going to get flagged, but it doesn't look assertive enough. It doesn't look aggressive enough to me. Just be assertive. Like, don't get me wrong. Michael Jordan used to yell at the referee, and you see people pull up the highlights when, LeBron was smacking the floor like a big baby and then try to compare Michael Jordan to, like, Michael Jordan didn't look soft when he did that. Cat looks soft when he's complaining, like, well, why? I don't get that. Yo, to the ref, like, the way I heard about how Melo, the way Draymond describes Melo, yo, call a fucking foul. Oh, shit. It's different. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you to call that call. Cat got to still start telling the league, bro, I don't care what y'all thought. It's over. I found my swag, dog. And you are supposed to respect that. I'm a number 1 draft pick. I want my spot back. Take 2. I'm telling you. Tell that ref. I just think life is different that way. He's already kind of taking that on by being, to me, Dipset Cat. He showed up with a Rough Riders jersey the other day. Like, yo, come on, man. This is all right. I see it. And I wouldn't have been, Flea, I would have been mad as hell if he would have came out here with that soft ass game. Putting that station on.
He's played his ass off for us this year. I have no complaints about Karl Anthony Towns at all.
Come on, I don't even think he realizes what that Rough Rider albums mean. When you see people with that Rough Rider jersey, that Rough Rider album, the first one, is
the big
like,
R. with the
Dog,
big
that's
hawk.
maybe the most underrated album of that time period.
Yes,
Like
that's one of the best.
So for him to wear that, it's like, I don't think you know what you really know. Like I know you think it's cool. That ain't just cool. You talking to a subliminal now. And when you're doing that, we're talking about DMX, dog. We're talking about the locks. You know what I'm saying? So Dipset, that this is a New York movement. This is about swagger. You're not just telling us that. You're telling us that you're ready for the big time. And those guys got hit records. They were nice to us. Like they were super dope to us. So with that, bro, where is that with the ref? Don't ask them. Tell them. Tell them. There's nothing wrong with telling them. Look, why does Josh Hart have a better relationship with the refs than you think? Karl Anthony Towns. No way. No way. Hey, yo, Josh, give me a second. Don't ask Josh Hart. I'm telling you. Yo, give me a second. I got to talk to the Scott Foster real quick. Hey, yo, that was a foul, man. Why not? All right, explain. Okay, next time I want that call. Just telling you. I gotta believe there's a way to be adults about it too. Eyes on the prize, baby, Bubba. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.